Hello everyone, hope you're well. Today we're going to do chapter 44, which is the price of your success. Is your hustle actually killing you? So, chapter 44 of the Tao Te Ching basically said that this is the ultimate gut check. So it basically breaks down the three important questions. Number one, your name or your body, which is dearer? Number two, your body or your possessions, which is worth more? Gain or loss, that's the final one, which is more painful? Alright, so the core explanation of these three questions, I'll try to summarize it, is basically Lau Tzu tried to warn us about the trap of excess and attachment. He argues that the more we obsess over our reputation, like fame, and our stuff, for example wealth, the more we drain our actual life force. So the chapter concludes with a powerful formula for peace. Contentment prevents shame. Knowing when to stop prevents danger. So let me explain. So by setting boundaries on our desires, we ensure that our own longevity and mental health. Okay, how to do that in a corporate sense? Let's say the trap, right? A startup founder is obsessed with a hyper growth and he wants to hit like $1 billion valuation, like that's just called fame or wealth, right? So they work 100 hours per week, ignoring their health, and treat employees like disposable parts. So what happens is, how to solve this in a Taoist solution? Knowing when to stop. So a wise leader recognizes that pushing for the maximum profit often leads to minimum sustainability. By choosing a pace that respects the body of the company, that is the employee's well-being, the business avoids the shame of massive crash or toxic culture. Okay? Prevention is better than cure, right? So what is then the so-called exit strategy? Many professionals chase a promotion they don't even want just because of the name, the title, like you're now a manager, they want the senior manager, you know, those kind of stuff. So chapter 44 basically suggests that if the title costs you your health, or your relationship with your partner at home, or their sanity, is totally a net loss. True success is having enough to do great work without destroying the person doing it. Remember that. I will repeat. True success is having enough to do great work without destroying the person while doing it. Alright? So let me explain about how to do that in a personal sense, in your personal day-to-day life. This is basically called the minimalist mindset. It's very powerful, by the way. So, for example, the social media validation. So we often sacrifice our real-world peace, the body, for the creator online images, the name, for example. We stress over likes and comments, essentially letting strangers own our happiness, as you can see. How to do this in a Taoist solution is realizing that your name is an illusion. So when you stop caring about being perceived as a successful and focus on feeling healthy and present, you become untouchable. You stop spending money you don't have on the things you don't need to impress people you don't like, right? So consumers is we often think one more purchase will make us happy. So Lau Tzu says, for example, excessive loss causes stealing. So the more stuff you own, the more stuff you will owns you. Maintenance, insurance, fear, and theft, think about that, right? So by being content with what you have, you gain a level of freedom that a millionaire living in fear of stock market will never know. So to summarize, is basically in an era of so-called the hustle culture, right? Keeping up with the Joneses is very famous. This chapter is a survival guide for all of the so-called high achievers. It reminds us that the greatest profit is a peaceful mind, and the most expensive thing you can own is your reputation that costs you your health or your soul. Alright? So all in all, this chapter reminds us that there is some boundaries. You have to take some break. Okay? You have to know yourself. And I'll explain that next time in a different chapter. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye.